Hey, what's up? Well, here's something you can actually joke with me about. I guess you can just go ahead and, get your antagonisms out the way because this one will be done on the word well. And it wasn't triggered by someone I've been commenting back and forth with, Mr. Pluto the dog. No, it was more like he reminded me because I wanted to do this one, probably for about a year now. But look, it's like, well, what problem do you have with the word well? Probably asking that question. And quite honestly, before I get to the main issue, just a quick, and I mean quick, brief history of it from my recollections. Okay. Didn't hear the word growing up. Just didn't hear it. And I mean, not the way it's used anyway. And how it's used, honestly, is very negative. Is negative. There's nothing positive with it. But it was just never said. I mean, they taught sentence structures in school. They taught how to make interrogative and declarative, in all sorts of sentences. You got your paragraphs, commas, words, structure. Things, man. You got things, man, to say, man. Anyway, so it's just, how can I say this? It was around, I think, 99 to 2001. I heard a friend of mine repeatedly saying it. I didn't really get it at first because I hadn't heard it on TV, which I watched ad nauseum. I hadn't heard it in any of the small groups that I was a part of. I didn't hear it anywhere. No one was using it. Literally, no one was using it. This is kind of where that tinfoil hat thing might come into play. I'm not sure. I'm sure Pro Social Future will definitely check my ass on all of this. But it's just strange because around that time, my friend was like, if I say something, he go, well, such and such and such. Well, such. I'm like, why do you keep saying well and then he was starting to say whatever, no matter what I had to say, if he had a slight disagreement, whatever. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I had a lot of other gripes, but that's not what this is about. And I was just like, what the fuck is whatever? What you say? Are you? And this was new to me. This was new about 2005. This was happening at this moment where all of this was just ad nauseum over the course of roughly 3 years. And then I'm like, okay, so now everyone that I know is starting to begin all their sentences with well. They are saying whatever. And I'm like, what happened? What happened to education? Where did it go? I mean, where is it? So he does this. He goes through this. He does this. And I'm like, what are we doing here, man? And I had my things and I was like, trying to express myself. And I'm like, education, do we have it? We use it. It's help, So over time, everyone's saying it now. My parents are saying it. Family, other friends, acquaintances. And I thought, well, I'm saying it too. And it hit me. And I realized I started saying it as a sense of, how can I say, almost, I can't do anything about it. So it's a bit of submission. And that really bugged me. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to say well. I'll say whelp. I remember that being a term that people would say at the beginning of certain sentences. So, WELP, because I didn't want to be a part of this thing. And this is because when people say well, when I was growing up and when I grown up, they meant, a state of being. You're well. It's a state of who you are at the moment of health or mental balance. That's what it was. So why are you starting sentences off with healthy? How you doing? Healthy. I don't understand this. Healthy, you know. That's how it seemed to me. And so I'm like, look, I ain't gonna try to change what anybody doing. I'm just like acknowledging what everyone's doing. So I just chill, and then it really got to me because it bled into surgery, not surgery, the free clinics, you know, the doctors, the nurses and stuff, if you want to call them that anyway, going on how they've really mishandled everything that I've seen. So what happened was, after I started going to clinics and stuff for my chronic illness and whatnot, I got a call from a nurse. And this is some years later, in fact, maybe 10 years later. And I decided I am going to fuck with this person. And I was like, actually, my mind was set up before that. I was like, the next person that I talk to that says that, I'm going to test it. And I did. So when the nurse called and was talking about an appointment I was supposed to have, that I had written down that my physician, well, I don't own them. I mean, you know, but the physician that I am assigned to, and, you know, he hey, look, this is when you come in, we're going to do these labs, we're going to check this out. I'm like, all right. So I got it written down. It's, you know, it's on my woman's phone. It's on the calendar. It's, I got it written down on a card in my wallet. I got the receipt that they printed out with all of them. So when the nurse calls, she's telling me all this and all that, and I've got all this other stuff to back up my side. So I explained to her, you know, hey, no, it doesn't say this here. It says such and such. She goes, well, the appointment is such and such. And I was like, oh, there you go. There you go. Let me see what's going on. So I said, just like this, well, my card says this. And then I heard it in her voice, the attitude. I heard it. Well, Mr. Kennedy, and I thought, my honest first thought was, this bitch got triggered. I didn't even know the word then. Although the word had been all over the internet, I had not even heard the word. I was thinking triggered because I thought about a gun going off. You know, I thought her brain was like a gun going off. So I thought, this bitch got triggered. And so then my woman, Sidra, she takes the phone because she knew, she saw a look in my eye. I was getting ready to really just dig into this. So the next time it happened was this dude, and I'm glad because she wasn't here to stop me. So I had to call him up on using the phone from Gmail. So call up this, it was a different physician for a different clinic. And I, you know, he decided to throw out the whole well thing, like, well, Mr. Kennedy, you need to come in and have these labs done because we don't know such and such and such. And I said, oh, and I didn't want to start with O, but I did it anyway. And I wanted to start off with well, but I was like, I'm going to run with it anyway because I got a script here. So I was like, oh, well, it says here that you were supposed to do this and this date when I did come in, but you didn't show up. He goes, well, I did say. I was like, well, it ain't up to you. And, you know, and honestly, me saying that, I just want to throw out some old ignorant shit at him just to see how far this is going to go. So I went up to level 10. All right. And I can hear him like, I can rage out or I can be as professional as possible. And I'm glad he did that because then he says, okay, Mr. Kennedy. So he decides to start trying to talk me down. I said, hey, it's all good. I just know what people mean by when they say, well, I said, when you do that, I know what's going on, even if you don't. I said, when you said, well, you was doing the whole, you know, I don't care what you think. This is what I believe. And this is what we're going to run with. I said that's not how this should go. And he was like, yeah, you got a point there. I never thought of it. And he said, well, you can't go making arguments with everyone that used the word well. And I was like, no, I'm not. However, it's been used so much. I had to test what are people underlying, motivation. What are they really trying to get out of it? And I asked that of anyone, you know, I ask that of you. Mr. Pluto the dog. I ask that of anyone I've seen use well. I mean, it's being written. I really thought back in 2016, I thought we will hit the shit end of the beginning of stupidity when people start typing it out. And yep, it's there. And people have to actually begin their sentences with well. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So, and that was colloquial. It's in there. It's just another word exceedingly misused, but accepted because reasons, right? So I usually fuck with people when they do it. And because I would, all the time of listening to people, when they said, well, nothing good came afterwards. It was never anything good. I went through it on Facebook. I experimented with friends without, okay. No, I didn't experiment. All right, fine. I didn't experiment, but they did it for me. All right. They did it for me. So I just had the ability to sit back and look and converse with these people. Yeah, converse with people, not conversate or not conversate. It's converse. Ugh. But yes, another word. What happened to our intelligence, everyone? Oh man, math was born in the Middle East, and now look at the Middle East. Oh my goodness. So many of our inventions and stuff of modern age of electricity and other stuff has come from the United States, and now look at us. It's just the symptom, saying well and conversate and all that other stuff. Oh, it grates on nerves like chewing foil. It's just people are allowing, bad colloquialisms to come in, and they're using it for bad reasons. I mean, I'm just saying, Mr. Pluto the dog, when you responded to me saying, well, you do you, I'm like, okay, what if I responded with, well, I'll do me, or I'll do you. Either I'm going to fuck myself or I'm going to fuck you. I'll come to that screen and fuck you, man. I'll come to that screen and fuck you. Okay. But just, it would go back and forth. So think about it, it's just think about it. When someone says, well, just do an experiment of your own. Anybody listening to this, try an experiment of your own. If you're talking to someone, they throw out, well, they come back at it. Well, I think this. And watch how the atmosphere of the conversation starts to change. It's not like the ego just jump into it. Just listen to it. Play around with it a little bit. You're on the phone with somebody that has an authoritative field about them, like a nurse, a doctor, or somebody like that. Whether it be a counselor or a physician of any form. Mess with them. We said, well, your status says, well, I don't think it says that. Just listen. You come back with that, well, just listen. The atmosphere changes. The ego pumps. You can hear that air of, fuck you. You can hear it. And so it's not necessarily am I triggered by it. I have to make sure I'm not triggered as in, rage quit. No, I have to not be triggered into fucking with people. Hey, I'm not gonna be like other people that do these things. I'm gonna let it be out in the open, let it known. Hey, there are things that get to me. I'm human. That's something else. I think I'll do a thing on that. I kind of already did something on that, but I just might do another one. Just yeah. But yeah, that's the whole thing about well, healthy. I think this or that. A thing that holds water underground. This is the situation. I'm just saying, think about what you're saying. Is that really how you want to start a sentence off? Talking about a physical or mental condition or something that holds water for people to get that's not purified? You got to boil that shit, man. You got to boil that water. Boil it. You pull out that water and it's not clear, leave it. Who uses wells anymore? We still got them. Sadly, they all got lead in it. Maybe that's what's happening to us. Lead in the water. It went from the paint to the drink. Let me know what you think. I know you will in the comment section below. And if you want to give this a thumbs down because you feel like I'm fucking with you, even if you're someone that I haven't even mentioned or anything, go fuck yourself. All right? Because I had a lot of fun. And I know it's probably gotten up under a few people's skin. Or maybe I'm a little thought-provoking or something. Maybe it's something you need to think about. You know, have a little fun. Do something. You want to troll someone? That's the way to do it. This has gone long, so I need to stop this. Okay. Leave a comment. See you later. All right. This is Cedric for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening. And thank you for listening well.